So you want to be a successful insurance agent. Well, stop for a second, and I'm going to share with you a couple little things that you really want to take to heart before you ever plunge into this industry. 90% of the agent force fails, and a lot of times it's because they failed to do a couple very little things. It's not always the large things that you may be pondering that they are. It's really about couple little things. So we're going to dive into this with you today. Some things you really need to see and some things you need to do to be able to have a chance of making a lot of dollars in the insurance industry. So many great success stories are found here, but yet a lot of folks fail to do the little things, and these are what can cause catastrophic failure in your career. So before I go into this, my name is Jason. I'm your friend in the industry, and I'm so blessed to recruit and partner with some of the most amazing agents as well as agencies across this nation that align here selling life, Medicare, and annuities face to face, but more importantly, in the telespace, and free resources for your taking at jasonfinalexpense.com. And I hope this content is a help to you today. So, first off, number one, you've got to understand that it's all about showing up. Number one is the most important thing in your career, showing up. You can be the most skilled agent on the planet, but if you don't put yourself into motion, you're not going to make any money. A lot of folks think, oh, I can just have a full time job and maybe work 5 hours, 10 hours, 8 hours, and somehow I'm going to eat. No, you're going to starve, my friends. Understand that in this industry, it's an action oriented industry. You've got to show up. If you want to be successful, part one, show up. If you want to have the ability to make it. Not everybody has what it takes to be a 1099 income earner. A lot of folks need that W-2, that you will show up at 8 o'clock, you will leave at 5. And a lot of times we leave that W-2 mindset thinking that, oh, I'm going to be a business owner and I don't really have to work and I'm going to get piles of wealth. I'm going to make six figures selling final expense insurance, or seven figures selling final expense insurance or life insurance or whatever the insurance is that you really like. You won't make a lot of money if you don't show up. Half the battle, my friends, is battling your own discipline to show up every single day. Can you do what you know you're capable of? You may, but a lot of folks realize it's not the right thing for them because they don't have the discipline and the habits to have a career as a business owner. You can't be acting like an hourly employee. You have to be the owner of your business if you want to make the bucks. So showing up, my friends, number one, is the most important thing that you need to know. It's very simple to know about, but it's not easy to engage. Engagement, engagement, engagement. Remember, the more hands you shake, the more money you make. The more calls you make, the closer you are to getting that sale, to getting that close. But you're going to get told no more than you get told yes. So showing up, showing up, showing up is so important to your survival as a brand new life insurance agent or as a brand new final expense telesales agent. Don't get tricked into thinking that you can somehow work just a couple hours a day or a couple hours a week and somehow have a fat wallet. The business doesn't work this way. I want you to see this in the beginning before you become a statistic. So show up, very, very important to your survival. Now, number two is really getting yourself into a position that you can sustain action. You can really be one that can be habitual. A lot of folks can show up for maybe one day, but they don't have the discipline to keep themselves in motion. If you want to make money in this industry, your discipline of showing up needs to be habitual every single day, whatever that looks like for you in your work week. You've got to write these things down. We call this time blocking. You've got to have blocks of time that you become a beast. You put a fence around things you want to protect, right? If you have a garden and you got rabbits, like what I do, you got to keep the rabbits away, right? So you put a fence around it because what's inside is important to you. You, as an insurance agent, need to have disciplined, habitual behavior if you want to have success, meaning you need to have fences around your time clock. Half the battle showing up, right? Back to tip number one, you have to have a fence around your time, meaning you're going to say, if I'm going to work today, okay, I'm going to work, let's say 8 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock. And then guess what? I'm going to get out of my garden and I'm going to go eat. And then I'm going to jump back in my fence, my time block, and I'm going to go find financial gain here by getting back on the phone, let's say from 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock. You've got to be very precise. If not, your time won't be your own. You're going to have every little thing come in to your little garden and eat your food. It's going to happen. You cannot be great in this industry if you don't have a great deal of discipline and learn to time block. Yes, you have to show up, but you've got to be disciplined to have a written schedule to know when to actually show up. You've got to treat yourself, my friends, like an employee, and you've got to be the boss where you've got to invest into things. And that is you putting time in if you want to have the chance of having take home pay in this industry. It's a performance based industry, there's no guarantees of anything. So you've got to really get your best in that zone when you get on that phone, whether it's face to face, life insurance sales, or in the telespace. Get yourself into a precise schedule so that you put off things that aren't the most important thing at every given minute. Discipline and habitual behavior. You've got to have written disciplines. Just like if you own a business, you're going to have a plan of operation, right? You're going to have certain procedures in place to make sure that your employees do things right. You need to do the same thing in your business. Treat it like a business, or you may go broke because guess what? Nobody's going to tell you when to wake up. You've got to tell yourself when to wake up. And if you have an iPhone, all right, like a lot of folks do, or maybe you've got an Android phone, use your phone to help you stay on track. Meaning, if you're supposed to get up at 8 a.m. to get on the phones, maybe you're going to say, "Hey Siri," or "Hey Google, remind me tomorrow morning at 7:30 to get up and get on the phone." You lazy little beep. You can have fun with it. Let your phone be your manager, even though you're the manager of you. That kind of pesters you a little bit. It's like getting pecked to death by a duck, but in a good way to help you be more disciplined. So don't be afraid of using Siri or Google as your secretary, kind of chirping in your ear to get you on track so that you can hopefully make a way. But number two, habits and discipline are so important. You've got to be driven. I can't train tall in basketball, my friends, but if you want to be a beast, you've got to be about that movement. Show up, show up, show up every day. You can't be like, "Oh, I'm going to have full-time income," and not even put 8 hours in of talk time. Discipline and habits are important. But number three that I'm going to share with you is you've got to be really involved in your business. And I'm talking about income producing activities. I'm talking about you getting on that phone. Reorganizing a CRM, playing around with a CRM when you don't even have clients yet is a waste of your dang time. You need to be on that phone prospecting, prospecting, and prospecting. That's what is going to help you get a sale, which is going to get you close to success. So you've got to be about that prospecting, not about playing with a CRM, which you don't really need if you don't have 100 clients. All right, at this point, you don't have a client base to even manage. Don't go broke buying a CRM right now. You need to be focusing on buying a lot of leads. All right, you want to go broke? Don't buy leads. Agents that are beasts in this industry buy the right amount of leads. If they're full time, they buy the right amount of leads. If they're part time, I've got other content that will go over the amount of leads for you. And if you need any consultation on this or need good lead holes for outbound leads that are exclusive or even inbound leads, if you're sick and tired of just beating the phone chasing people every day, reach out. We'll get you the resources that may really help you at jasonfinalexpense.com. I'll personally reach out for you. But you've got to have a full court press here. It's not a business where you can go halvesies. All right. You can be part-time and be powerful. Don't get me wrong, but you've got to put a full-time effort into your part-time push. If not, you're going to fail. You can't be like, "Oh, well, I think I'll get on the phone for 2 phone calls and then I'm going to go eat a tuna sandwich." The business is going to stink because of what you didn't do. Do or do not. There is no try here. You've got to push and you got to put the best of yourself into this. You've got to train like your very career depends on it because it absolutely does. You've got to get that script into a position where it feels natural to you so that when you get on that phone, it's like a normal conversation. It's not this robotic, "All right, I'm going to say these words and you will buy this policy." That's going to put you in the poorhouse. And even when you do the best presentation on the planet and you don't sound scripted, you're going to get told no probably about 2 to 3 times before you get hopefully your sale. If you've got a good proven power script like what we possess at jasonfinalexpense.com, you've got to really put the best of yourself into that script to find success. And success is earned on the daily. And another point that you want to know is that you sometimes will have days where, man, I couldn't sell a milk bone to a dog that hasn't eaten in a week right now. This is ridiculous. Nobody's buying from me. When this happens, get around a mentor that maybe has been in this business a while and can give you that positive perspective because you may be one call away from getting a big sale, which will cash flow you hard in this space when you find success. But you've got to have a positive mental mindset. So many insurance agents jump into this industry thinking, "Oh, it's going to be very, very easy. I can just buy a couple leads or not really train well. And somehow I'm going to translate this into a powerhouse and a pile of money and I can just be my own boss, but I'm going to be the laziest beeping boss you've ever seen, you won't make money in this space. You've got to really put a lot of yourself into this business, but you've got to show up at your business. If not, you're going to shut down your business pretty darn quick. Like 90% of the agent force that really got fooled into thinking that the business is one that doesn't require you to invest into it, into leads. You were one that thinks I don't have to invest time into it. You're not going to take this business far at all. You're probably going to fail if you think you don't have to put much time in, or you think that you can use somehow AI, artificial intelligence, to do the work for you, or you think you can buy a CRM that's going to outsmart the business. Oh, my CRM is going to talk to all my prospects for me, and somehow I'm going to make a lot of money. The final expense demographic is very different. They're the most amazing, great folks on the planet, but let me share with you, they also know how to avoid you. They also know how to throw smoke and there's no fire by saying, oh, I'm busy, or mail it to me. They're going to give you a plethora of objections. You've got to be ready to overcome those. This isn't something that's new, and your little bot is not going to help you make more bucks. Let me be real with you. I've done this industry a long time. I've been in this industry doing telesales combined with my insurance background over 20 plus years, 2+ decades. And let me tell you, there's been no piece of technology that has just somehow expanded things. Don't get tricked into thinking that a final expense prospect is not going to know that they're talking to a bot and somehow they're going to buy from you. This insurance is sold, not bought. If that was the case, they'd already have a policy and wouldn't need to purchase through you. You've got to be the best salesman on the planet, the best person that they've ever met, so that they can meet their needs with you. And you really want to knuckle down into training, knowing what the business is. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hustling. It's a lot of showing up to find success. And you've got to buy leads on the weekly. If not, you're going to potentially get into a very bad place and say the business doesn't work. And it's because you didn't work the business like a real business. If you owned a McDonald's, you're going to be buying new meat and have it delivered with frequency. If not, the McDonald's will fail. It'll get shut down. In this industry, if you're an insurance agent, you've got to be intent on having the leads delivered on the weekly. If not, you will say the business doesn't work and this didn't work out. It's because you didn't invest into your business. You didn't believe that you had what it took, or maybe you jumped in this industry without having enough money to make a go at it. So many insurance agents think they can jump into this space, not buy leads as an independent insurance agent, and somehow just really get it because they've got the skills. You can have great skill, but if you don't show up and have enough people to see, you probably won't find success. So if you need good lead holes, good training, good support, anything at all, or maybe you're a new agent that has some questions about what the industry looks like, reach out. I'll personally connect with you. And remember, you've got what it takes, my friends, but I want you to see this so that you can be a success story instead of a statistic. We'll see you soon, my friends, and I hope you have an amazing day.